Ride or die. Cold, these brothers, my guys. Know that they fly. Know that they fly. Know that they ride or die. CJ Ike, they ain't no longer about. They ain't no longer about. They ain't no longer about. CJ Ike, they ain't no longer about. Know that they ride or die. Know that they ride or die. I keep waving my seat. Know that they ride or die. I keep waving my seat. We hustle, but the night we wave on my seat. Know that they ride or die.
Good morning on this December 11th. We are only, what, 2 weeks now? 2 weeks from today away from Christmas. That right there in itself is amazing. I am Uncle Mike, your favorite gamer's favorite uncle. Let's go ahead and get some information and NOTAMs and announcements out of the way, as usual, after this live stream. And if you're watching this after the recording of the live stream, I will put chapters down below. Because today we are kind of doing just a sightseeing, just kind of fly around the Hawaiian Islands, so there might be some interesting things to see, but I'll be putting chapters in the description down below. Also, I'm running a contest once I reach 500 subscribers, which is, well, it's been over 4 years and I still haven't gotten 500 subscribers, but I'm running a contest once I reach 500 subscribers. You can go down in the description and also take a look at the official rules. A couple other things is Melf is back here during the holiday season, and Melf, he is running his own giveaway, so check that out on my YouTube channel also. And my next live stream, because during the holiday seasons here, I'm just live streaming on Sunday morning, so my next live stream is planned for December 18th at 9 a.m., so that's Sunday morning in a week, so check that out. And with that, click that like button if you do. Subscribe if you haven't. Come join me on a future live stream and chat with me, share, comment, and all of that. And so, yeah, with that, let's game on. And so here we are. We are sitting in Princeville, Kauai. So that is where we're at, kind of on the northern side of Kauai. In the islands of Hawaii. We are going to be taking one of my favorite airplanes in flight sim. Not one of my favorite airplanes in the world, but one of my favorite airplanes in flight sim, which is the Cessna 414 Chancellor here that came out. And the reason why I really, really enjoy this plane is just because of the old school avionics. Twin engine, so it's got some difficulty with it and all of that. And so, yeah, it's just a really, really good airplane. So we're going to be flying this around the Hawaiian Islands, doing some, checking out some landmarks and doing some touch and goes, maybe some instrument approaches. We'll just kind of fly from here from Kauai. We will fly then down toward the big island of Hawaii. So we'll just, like I said, see what the morning brings us. I have got my morning coffee here. So with that, let's go ahead and jump right into the cockpit, and let's go ahead and work on getting this started up here. So I'm going to go ahead and hide the yokes just because it's a little easier for everybody to see then. Let's go ahead and get battery turned on and avionics turned on. Let all that warm up here. While that's warming up, let's go ahead and open up our little windows here. That way people can hear us when we go to start. We can also hear the engines. Here we go. We've got a beautiful day here in the Hawaii. Woo! And we'll, like I said, we'll just kind of, I don't have any programming in, don't have a flight plan programmed in or anything like that. We are just going to see what the day brings us. So let's go ahead and get the GPS initializing here, finding all of what satellites. There it goes, acquiring all the satellites. While that's doing that, let's go ahead and get the mixture. Actually doesn't really work on this aircraft, but the props do. So let's go ahead and get mixture full rich, props full forward. Let's go ahead and bring the throttles forward just a little bit, get ready for start. We'll prime everything. It's the first start of the day here in Princeville, I think it is. November 414 X-ray. So everything is looking good there. All right, everything is now warmed up. And so let's go ahead and come over here to let's go ahead and turn on nav and strobe. That way everybody knows that we are about to start up. And let's go ahead and turn on both magnetos. Let's go ahead and turn on left auxiliary. And let's prime the left. Let's come over here and we got to do all that again. We don't do it all again. Let's see here. Cowl flaps are open. Let's go ahead and close those up. There we go. All right, pump is on. Let's go ahead and prime again. Now that we got fuel on. And let's see what we can see. Can I get a clear prop? Starter engaged. It's the first start of the morning. Let it warm up here. There it goes. Let's go ahead and there we go. There we go. Engine fuel pump looks like it's working good. Like it. I like it like that. I like it like that. All right, looking good in the neighborhood. And let's go ahead now and turn on the left generator, making juice. Everything's looking good. Everything in the green. Making juice. Woohoo! And I'm going to go ahead and turn that off. That way we'll just do a lapse time if we need it for any type of instrument approach or something like that we are going to be doing. All right, let's work on getting the right started. Magnetos come on. Fuel boost. Prime. Over here so we can see. Back over here like this. Can I get a clear prop? Come on, kick over, girl. There we go. Good, looking good. Let's go ahead and turn off the boost pump. There. Alright, I like it. Let's close that up. Let's lock it up. Looking good in the neighborhood. Close that up and lock it up. We've got like no wind today. We've got a little bit of clouds, but makes it interesting to go do some cloud flying if we wanted to. Let's go ahead now. Everything is looking good. Let's go ahead and turn on. Looking good. Let everything warm up here as we are going. Fuel quantity looks good for our flight today. Altimeter is already set. We've got just a nice, beautiful standard day here in Hawaii. while that is happening, let me go ahead and show you where we're at in the scheme of things. So where we're at in the scheme of things is, can you hear me? Yeah, you can still hear me. Just a second here. I am going to turn this. Oh, that's interesting. Wow. Not sure why that. Oh, that's what happened right here. Just a second. There we go. Hey, I'm back. So here we are. This is this is Kauai here, and so we're up here in Princeville right now. So we're probably going to take off, come over here through the famous Waikiki Valley, Waimea Valley over here. Did a lot of Jurassic Park and all of that. But we'll fly over here. We'll just see what the day takes us. And then we can head down here in the Honolulu area, down to Oahu, then Molokai and Lanai, and then end up at the big island where there actually is a volcano is erupting. So it's kind of a fun flight today. See where we want to go. We'll go ahead and do some old school navigation, because one of the things that I really like about flying around here in the Hawaiian Islands is you got a lot of VOR and you still got NDVs. So you can do some kind of old school navigating and stuff like that. So I don't see any traffic. So we're gonna go ahead and do our run up right here. We'll do it down there by that circle. So parking brake comes off. Go down here by this helipad or whatever this is used for down here. Wave to the people. What's up, peoples? Huh? Oh, man, she's in a little black dress. Yowza. And let's go ahead and kick it. Ooh, tree. There we go. Parking brake comes on. Bring up the RPMs. Still need to wait for some temperature to come up. We should get it after we do our run up here. Do about 16 inches. Should give about 1800 RPM. There we go. And let's just cycle the magnetos. So left. And there's about a 50 drop. Looking good. And left, right. Another good little 50 RPM drop. And let's do right, left. Not much of a drop there. Let's do right. There we go, a little bit of a drop. Magneto's looking good. Let's check for oil and smoke on our prop. So left. We got the RPM drop. Let's do it a second time. We're going to go over there and look at the oil pressure. Oil pressure should drop. Oil pressure drop. And not much of a manifold pressure drop. So everything looks good there. I don't see any smoke or oil. Alright, right? Definitely got that RPM drop, what we expect. And oil pressure drop, we'll see it over there. And we do have a manifold pressure increase, what we should expect. Let's go ahead and check idle. Alright, let's go through our box here. Again, we haven't seen the box for a while here. This is my Missionary Bush Pilot checklist box right here. You can get one. There's an affiliate link down in the description below. So fuel looks good. We are plenty of fuel, and fuel selectors look good. Brakes and control, so flippers look good. Everything looks good, so we'll check with that. trim, I'm going to go ahead and take off with 1 notch of flap. So flaps coming in. Trim is now set. There we go. We checked magnetos and system. Carpet, not worried about. Cow flaps are in. Transponder and is on. And oh, just make sure. Transponder is on and in altitude mode. So we got that going on. Very good there. Lights. Go ahead and turn on the landing lights. Check these out. Look at that. They retract up into the wingtips right here. Look at that. Takes them a while, doesn't it? There we go. All right, landing lights are on. Let's talk about our abort here, because we got about right now we've got here about 3,200 foot of runway. So if we are not at 2/3 flying speed, which will be roughly, you know, about 60 knots by the time we get to that kind of yellow patch, big trees down there just over the right wingtip, then we will need to abort. We'll just hard brake straight ahead. Everything like that, we're going to go into the air, blue line speed as soon as we can. So single engine operations there. So we talked about that, and we're not going to use ATC for this flight. We're just going to be flying around on our own here today. So with that, yeah, let's get in the air. Parking brake's coming off. There we go. Well, we're gonna do here, we're in traffic, so I'm gonna go ahead and get set up right here. Parking brake's coming on. We're ready to go, but let's go ahead and set our, let's go ahead and go. We're gonna go to 3,000 feet. Let's go ahead and arm that. Let's go ahead and get our heading indicator. Go ahead and bug for a runway heading here. Let's go ahead and get the flight director on. Let's go ahead and get it pitched up to about 07 degrees or so. And there we go. Now we're all set for autopilot to come on so we can have a nice easy flight. We are ready to go. Yep. Let's get in the air. Power's coming in. And brakes come off. And get those all the ram air turbos going. Airspeed is alive. Here comes our light brown spot. 60 knots, we're continuing. 80 knots. 90 knots, rotate. Gears coming up. Flaps coming up. Still accelerating. Past blue line. Like turn to the right here because we want to go up and check out the canyon. I do have all the landmarks and point of interest on, so you should be able to see those with all the labels. All right, everything's looking good. Let's go ahead and take a look at that beautiful shot of that climb out here. Woo, November 414, extra X-rays. Treating us well. All right, we can pitch down here a little bit. And let's go ahead and get our heading bug centered here while we're flying. And autopilot's coming on. So it's gonna actually now fly our bug. Let's go ahead and heading comes on. We are climbing up to 3,000 feet. backing off on the power here. Kick those turbos off. We go 34 by 25. So come back on the props. You'll hear a change of their RPMs. We come back to 2,500 RPMs. There we go. Nice. And we are now climbing out over the north coast of Kauai. A lot of landmarks up here. Real famous coast. Aunt Cindy and I have been here in the real world. It's also got one of the wettest places on earth up here at this mountain. Up here, Mount. I can't remember the name of the mountain. Yeah, I think it's, I don't know, but it's like, I don't know, I want to say like 400 inches of rain a year, I want to say. Yeah. So one of the wettest places on earth. Kauai is a very interesting island. You'll see why here as we go. Beach. Beach. Alright, let's go ahead and do after check list here. Let's go ahead and turn off landing light. Let's go ahead and get those retracted. Back into the wing. Here we go. I find that fascinating. Alright, heading bug. Let's come 40 on the heading. It's like a scene right out of Jurassic Park. If you look down here, you like to see Triceratops. You can see how they're herding just like birds. I think those are supposed to be raptors, not Triceratops, but you understand. You understand the point. So there we go. So yeah, Aunt Cindy and I, we took a boat tour because there's really no roads out here to the Na Pali Coast. This is the famous Na Pali Coast of Kauai. Said no real plan of what to do here. I figure we fly around the Na Pali Coast, then we'll head southeast to the other islands. But yeah, to get here pretty much is by boat or by hiking. Because the road's up on top, so to get down here, it's either hiking or by boat. And we did by boat. Out over there is the Nihao Island out there. There's actually a little island way farther out over there where they actually still do bombing practice. I've taken the F-16 out there and checked that out. One of the trails you can see. Honolulu Trail. Alright, let's go ahead and heading bug this to 210. 30 degrees. So one of the things that you'll see here that's very interesting, and they've done a pretty good job here also in Microsoft Flight Simulators. We took off from Princeville. You can see this is really lush jungle. And then as we come around the corner here, what you'll see is it becomes pretty much arid lowlands, like almost like a kind of a semi-arid desert. And it's fascinating because the caldera for the old ancient volcano, Kauai is one of the oldest islands of the Hawaiian Islands, is that the caldera basically is just like one side that makes this big sail. So as the winds, the trade winds hit it, basically it dumps all of its rain and stuff on this side and the side that we just took off of the island. And this side over here doesn't get as much rain. So it's almost like a semi-arid desert. It's really a fascinating island to go to. I would recommend, besides going to the big island of Hawaii to see the volcano stuff, Hawaii is just fascinating in its biodiversity, its topography. It's just a really neat island. So then right off the nose here, like right off the nose there, Cindy and I have been right there we took our rent-a-car and drove all the way out here to the beach here. All right, let's go ahead and come due south. So here's this lowlands I was talking about. Just fascinating. I mean, look at that Na Pali Coast. Look at those canyons and stuff. In real life, it was spectacular. All right, well, let's go ahead here while we've got this. We're coming up over at Nana Point here. And this is I believe this is like a Marine Corps base or something like that. Mainly used. So what we can do is we can start dialing in so we can get South Kauai 115.4. Let's come in here and .4. Switch that over. That'll come up over here. Go ahead and get a direct route to it. Let's tell the autopilot, let's nav that. Here we go. So yeah, this is Mauna Point. I believe it's mainly used by the military because when we head here on the VOR now. Get us. We're gonna go ahead and what's the autopilot doing? Well, it's intercepting the radial that we've got programmed in there in the VOR1. So we're gonna come left here, then we're gonna come right. That is not an airport right there. Off the right wingtip. That is actually a drag strip. Big Kona coffee place out here off the nose, so we've been to. Also, Kona is our little three-legged puppy dog. Yeah, so this is really interesting about how this is really semi-arid lands, which makes for, I guess, great growing coffee. There's even a swamp up in the highlands, so plenty of drinking water and all of that because of all the rains that this island gets. All right, let's go ahead and take a look. All right, now we've gone ahead and intercepted the radial to South Kauai VOR, which is 115.4, and I'm just looking over here to Lahui. Lahui VOR is 113.5. I'm going to put that into number 2. So 113.50. Put that in. There we go. So now we can use that right there, and we're gonna make a left turn at South Kauai VOR and intercept 059. So go ahead and dial that in right there. So we have it. There we go. Cruise ship out there. And taking a look at kind of our safe altitude. Yeah, we'll probably need to climb up, so let's go ahead and do that while we're right here. I'm going to go ahead and go to 5,000. And we can do that just under pitch here, so go ahead and come off altitude hold mode. It's a nice climb up here. Don't really want to change the engine settings or anything like that. Just have a nice flight here. And we are only 4 miles here from South. Actually, come over here. I guess if you like, you can zoom out on so you can actually kind of see the islands. There we go. Do something like that so you can actually kind of see bigger picture. So 3 miles from South Kauai VOR. So that way here when you come around you'll be able to see the caldera at Kauai. See if we can actually pick up actually see the VOR. 2 miles off the nose. Could be it right off the nose. Yep, there it is, right there off the nose. There's the VOR itself. Very cool. All right. Heading mode. Turn to 059. We'll head over to Lahui, which is where the international airport's at. And from there, we are going to be heading on 110 out of Lahui. So what we can do here is we can come back over here to this and just go ahead and dial in 113.5. I really like this old school navigation with VORs at NDB. So 113.5, and then we are going to be heading outbound on the 110. That all set up. So you can see here how there's the old caldera and stuff. So you can see how as the winds come right here and then get pushed up, all of this area on the far side of the island and stuff gets all of this rain up here, but it doesn't get rain down here. Yes, it gets the rivers and stuff, but so that's why it's like semi-arid. We stayed let's see, here's the little town. Yeah, right over, there's a resort. Actually, it's right there's the resort we stayed, just above the tail. That is where we stayed. Beautiful, look at that, just beautiful. Amazing. I would go back to the Hawaiian Islands, do a little bit more exploring. But right above the cockpit there's Lahui. That is the international airport in Lahui. Of course, you usually connect at Honolulu, or you take a puddle jumper, or not really puddle jumper, but regional airlines, Hawaiian regional. Then I think we flew like an old DC-9 or something like that. It was amazing. And we're intercepted at 5,000 feet, so everything's looking good there. Again, we're going to fly the 110 outbound at Lahui down to Oahu. Yep, there is the airport. And there is the island of Kauai. Bye, Kauai. The town and the airport at Lahui. Looking good. We're still in heading mode, so I'm going to go ahead and let's go ahead and turn here a little bit. Get ready. Look at the sailboats down there. That's awesome. As we are now heading out of Kauai and heading toward Oahu. Out. That is, it's cool with the sailboats and the ships. Now you can get a real big picture. See that wall of that caldera is right there, and it just acts as a big sail. It's fascinating. Slowly intercepting the 110. You can see it right here, our yellow needle. So go ahead and go in nav mode and let the autopilot intercept it. And let's just go ahead and check, make sure everything is running smooth and nice and good. Everything, I like it, like it, like it. Like it, like it, like it. Autopilot's intercepting our 110 out of Lahui as we are now crossing over and heading out another cruise ship. So out over there, you can kind of see it for a little bit. Out over there, that is Oahu. Alright, so with that, I am going to take a little break, get some coffee, enjoy my coffee on here. We've just got a little bit of a flight as we are heading out over into Oahu. So enjoy the music, and I'll be back in just a bit. All right, I'm back here in the cockpit with you as we're just about to make landfall at Oahu, and you saw that I deviated a little bit there to the left. The reason being is because we're gonna fly over a airport called Dillingham Airfield, which I've been to in real life. And if you're interested in doing any type of gliders or anything like that, this is one of the neatest places to do it in the real life, and also one of the neatest places to do it in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 is because it's on an island, it's low, so you can really do some really cool ridge soaring and staying low to the ground. Dillingham Airfield has got some really neat history. It actually, I think, had like the B-36 peacekeepers or peacemakers and all this kind of stuff based there. It's 9,000 foot. It's an old 9,000 foot runway that's now used really for gliders and for skydiving. That's what I'm trying to say. So it's right off the nose here. You can actually see the ridge and stuff that you can use to slope soar on. That's just, I think, graphics that are not loading in yet. But we'll fly over that. The other thing that we'll do then is we'll go through the valley here of Oahu and head toward Honolulu. And Honolulu, if we look over here on the sectional, Honolulu down here has got Iwabe NDB at 242. So I'm gonna go ahead and dial that into the ADF. So I'm gonna come over here. I just, like I said, like these old school avionics in here. So 242. See if that, no, doesn't look like it yet. Looks like we've got mountain in our way. So we'll see if that, oh no, I need to switch it over, that's why. Transfer, there we go. There we go, so the ADF is now active. Because that Iwabe NDB is right on the approach path for runway 8 left into Honolulu, so I figured we could also do a touch and go after this. So, but yeah, here's this great ridge to do, you know, slope soaring in. You got obviously some other ridges, the thermals that are created. And then there's the airport right there, Dillingham Airfield. It actually is payware. You can get it. It's better scenery. And I've got it right down there, right on the approach end here of the runway is where all the glider stuff is. We're just going to go ahead and fly through this valley. We're going to use the ADF right here as our bearing. We're also, since we're here at Dillingham, we're also going to go ahead and step down on the autopilot back to 3,000. So I'm going to go make sure that's, and then we're going to go ahead and we got to turn off altitude hold. Go ahead and start our descent. Again, I'm not going to change anything on the instruments. We'll speed up, but there is Dillingham Airfield, 9,000 old 9,000 foot runway. It's now been improved and paved. It's got displaced thresholds and all that. But back in the day, it was probably like a dirt or grass strip for the big bombers. You can see how it was a base at one time, but it has got great slope soaring with the new gliders that we've got and stuff. So and then we're gonna head that way just above the nose down into Honolulu, shoot the approach into 8 left. We could, if we wanted to, we could shoot the ILS, but we really don't need the ILS for this airplane. But we're gonna use the ADF though. We're just gonna clear these mountains as we descend down to 3,000 feet. Looking at what we've got here, I think we probably could go down to 2,000, but we'll do that once we make our turn here So we're at 4,200 going to 3,000. Actually, at this low rate, we can probably go ahead and go down to just go ahead and tell it go to 2,000. Like I said, just want to clear these mountains here. There's Wheeler Army Air Force Base, which is right off the nose here. We're going to fly right over that too. Alright, let's go ahead and start making our turn here. Alright. So, if you want, we'd go ahead and dial in. Go ahead and dial in the... So I'm looking at the approach plate here. For 8 left in Honolulu, localizes 111.7. Let's go ahead and get into the cockpit gear. We can go ahead and dial that in here. So 111.7. They'll change that then. There we go. And inbound course is 079. Right there. And coming down to 2,000 is what we're doing. We're at 3,000 going to 2,000. And we can confirm. Yep. Got the IH, so Indigo Hotel November Lima, that right there. Showing us that, yep, that's the ILS into Honolulu, so we got that dialed in nicely. That Iwape is actually just inside the final approach fix, so we've got the ADF here, the white arrow showing us where we're at. We now got the localizer. You can see we're basically on already established on the left base. We're at 2,400 going to 2,000. Alright, so let's go ahead and start slowing down. Go ahead and bring the props in. Neat thing about the Ram Chancellor 414 flying here in real life is that it's got the same landing gear as like the jets, and so you can actually deploy the landing gear at like 180 knots. So here we are at 100 and slowing down, so I'm going to go ahead and gears coming down. That'll help us slow down. Gears coming down. Also, the flaps have actually been strengthened too, so we can go ahead and throw in a notch of flaps. That will help us slow down also. And go ahead and now throw in a little bit more manifold pressure. And landing lights coming on. But they take some time to come out of the little recesses there in the wingtips. Honolulu, Pearl Harbor, right all there. There's Pearl Harbor. You can see some ships right above the nose. Remember that ADF right here, that's basically, it's a, I know we need to be roughly at about 2,000 feet right over that ADF on the approach fix, so that's helping us. But we're kind of just doing a visual. We're just using some of our instruments. Why not? We can do a practice ILS approach. So we're 2,000 feet. ILS is dialed in. ADF to Iwape is dialed in. once we do this, we'll just basically continue kind of just a VFR flight here, and we'll head over toward Molokai. So, get about a 45-degree intercept here for the ILS. All right, another notch of flaps. A little bit of more power coming in. All right, let's turn to intercept. All right, runway in sight. Remember, we're doing 8 left. So, all right, autopilot's coming off. Go full flaps. And intercepting glide slope. Localizer's coming in, but we're on the visual, so. And Blanco Aerial, trim, trim, trim. Whoa, there we go. All right, 120 knots. Doing about 600 foot descent or so. If you don't know that, at 90 knots, you want about a 500 foot descent. Stay on glide slope. That probably is another human. Yep, there's all the gamer tags out there of other humans flying. All right, looking good. It's pretty much just, I'm getting I got a little bit of power. Yeah, I really like this airplane. It's just really nice. Just a really nice airplane. Flies really good, like the old steam gauges. This is all me on the controller here. We are on glide slope. We are on localizer. I'm also on a visual, so. So we are doing a touch and go here, straight ahead. Once we depart and stuff like that, straight ahead, that is Waikiki. Then Diamond Head. All right, get a little high. Back on the power. Joint base here, so this is all military base to the left. Looking good. I think I see 2 white, 2 red. Decision height continuing. Got plenty of runway for a touch and go here. Nice. Flaps coming up. Power's coming in. Those turbos engaged. And rotate, up we go. Just coming up. Flaps are already up. And let's go do a flyby of Waikiki. Do the Waikiki sneaky. Alright, come back on the power. Come back on the RPMs. Make our turn here toward Waikiki. Downtown Honolulu, all the boats. Nice. Go leave the landing lights on here. That was cool. That was cool to do a little touch and go there in Honolulu in the Cessna 414. That beautiful water. That sailboat going out. Oh, that's amazing. Ship going out. Oh, I didn't know it was dynamic scenery. Check that out. Oh, 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 oh. Oh. There is Waikiki Beach coming up, straight off the nose there. That is Diamond Head. Here is Waikiki. Like I said, we're doing the Waikiki sneaky. Stayed at a Hyatt down there somewhere. Very cool. Climb out here so you can see a little bit of inside the old caldera here at Diamond Head. Looks like a meteor crater, but that's a volcano. All right, where we at? 1,000 feet. We got 2,000 bugged. Let's go ahead and get heading bugged here. Heading is bugged. Take off altitude. Turn on. We climb on up. Heading is bugged. We are now going to 2,000 feet. Somewhere down here on a beach, we had a rent-a-car and down around the corner here. Got a flat tire in the rent-a-car. Had to change tire. Go back to the airport, turn it in, get a new car. Yippers. Alright, so let's head toward Molokai here. So if you wonder where I'm looking, Molokai. Molokai is 116.1. So go ahead and probe that in here to the 116.1. Switch that over. Then use that to get us to Molokai. Just gonna offset it there a little bit as we continue to finish our flight here around Oahu. You definitely see Oahu it's got the houses, it's got the resorts, Waikiki. It's not my favorite island. But I mean, it's beautiful, but it's too dense, too populated. So, all right. Well, we'll go ahead and tell Otto, our little German co-pilot, go ahead and intercept that radial down to Molokai, which is right up there. You can see it. And let's go ahead and bring in the landing lights. Track those in. And away we go to Molokai. Not much really to see at Molokai. We could actually do a stop. We got Maui. Maui's neat too, but we could actually go ahead and head toward Lanai. And not really much to see at Lanai, but you got the big island of Hawaii, which has got obviously the volcanoes. So we got about 30 miles here to get to cross over to Molokai, and then probably over to Lanai, and then into Maui, and then into Hawaii will probably be our trip. So I'm going to go ahead and go brew some more coffee here. So again, enjoy the music, and I'll be back. All right, I'm back here in the cockpit with you. Went and brewed some more coffee. As we are just about to make landfall here in a couple miles on the Molokai. You can see how Molokai, again volcanic, but it was kind of one of, instead of making it real, you know, tall mountain stuff, it's pretty low, but it's pretty high. Also with Lanai is kind of the same way. It's almost like a plateau. So we'll probably head over, and we'll do a full stop over at Lanai. So Lanai has also got an ADF, so we're coming up. Where's my cursor? There it is. We're coming up right up here into Molokai, and then we can head down. And this NDB down here at Lanai is 353, so we can head down there as we make landfall here at Molokai. So 353 on the ADF. So let's go 353. Transfer that. There it is. ADF is alive. So we can use that then, because let's see here. What do we? VFR chart is showing about. Obviously, you can see that mountain at the far side of Molokai, but this part here we're okay at 2,000 feet. But then we're gonna go ahead and make the turn. We're gonna go down, and there's a little airport down here in Lanai that we can also do a full stop and a taxi back, take a little break and all of that here. So let's go ahead and go into heading mode on the autopilot. Oh, bring it back, and it looks like we want to head. About what does it be? About 135 down to the little airport in Lanai. So on the ADF. So let's go ahead and make that turn. November 414 X-ray is really treating us right today. And now we are heading to Lanai. This is the island of Molokai. Have not been there. I'm not really sure if Molokai is, I know Lanai I think is privately owned still, mostly privately owned. I think there's like 1 or 2 resorts on Lanai, and so I'm not really sure about Molokai. But as I start to go ahead and take a look here at Lanai, Lanai, the airport itself is at 1,300 feet, so we've got some elevation stuff to contend with. So 2,300 feet. Let's go ahead and climb to 3,000 here. So let's go ahead and bug that to 3,000 and turn off altitude hold mode, and then on the flight director just have it pitch up just a little bit and climb up. There we go. It's beautiful though. Just look at that. All of that volcanic soil. Probably excellent. I mean, it's excellent for growing fruits and coffee. And we did go to a winery on the big island of Hawaii, but they imported all their grapes. So it wasn't, they were very sweet, and I don't really like sweet wines too much. I like port, but I mean, like, look at this place. Wonder if you could rent that on VRBO. Wow. Because that's probably some ranch right above the cockpit there that we flew over. Alright, so we are now heading to the island of Lanai, and we will do a full stop taxi back at Lanai, just a visual approach. Won't use any, we won't ILS it or anything like that, we'll just visual approach. So traffic pattern altitude is 2,300. So we can looks like runway 3, runway 21. So yep, 3 and 21 is how they're oriented. So once we get over there, we can figure this out. Runway 3, 21. So we're almost coming just midfield, so we can do that at 3,000 feet. We'll just fly right over midfield, and then we'll decide if we want to get in a right pattern or a left pattern. It looks as if it would be standard left pattern. Nothing is telling me to need to do right pattern, so we'll probably do left pattern. We'll just fly over midfield and see what we can see. Beautiful day here in Hawaii. It's got the clouds, very little wind, so. Then after that, we'll fly over the island of Maui and then cross over to the island of Hawaii. And we got the observatories up on Mauna Kea, Mauna Loa has erupted. So, but Mauna Kea has the observatories, which we've also been to, Aunt Cindy and I, which was fascinating to go to. The drive up there. So you can see the big mountain of out there at Maui. But we're heading to a little airport on Lanai right off the nose. Runway 3, runway 21. They're already at, the airport is at 1,300 feet. So there's quite a bit of elevation here in Lanai. You can see that it's really a kind of a plateau-ish island. So, but we are planning on flying directly overhead the airport, and then deciding what we want to do. If we want to go ahead and enter a left pattern for runway 21, or if we want to do then fly over and take a right turn and go for runway 3. So that's why we'll fly directly overhead and make a decision. There's no wind, so it really doesn't matter. We got plenty of fuel for a little while still, so it's anything about flying the Hawaiian Islands. You need fuel. You can plenty of places you can stop and get fuel. Right now, November 414 X-ray does not need fuel. I'm just looking to see if there's anything very interesting. Beautiful beach. Again, back over there, that is Molokai. Way out there is Oahu. Way out there is Maui. And this is Lanai. What we might do is once we cross over Maui and we head toward Hawaii, the big island, we'll probably need to climb up because you got almost 14,000 foot mountain. Mauna Kea is the tallest mountain here in the islands, and it's almost at 14,000 feet. So we might do a climb after we leave Maui and climb up, so we don't need to worry about that once we get there. Then I don't know where we'll land at. We'll land at a little island in Hawaii, or we'll go to the international airport in like Hilo. We'll figure that out when we get there. Like I said, we are just enjoying our flight here. Had nothing really planned where to go, what to do. Alright, so we're heading to the NDB roughly, and it's right off the nose. Alright, airport in sight, so I am now going to go ahead and my airplane. Trim. Come back on the power, just slow down. Remember, you can really dump those landing gear early. So we're just going to go ahead and fly pretty much over midfield. Let's take a look at what we like. I kind of like the water approach. So we're going to enter right traffic for runway 3. All right, gears coming down. It's a nice airport, nice little airport. Gears coming down. Remember, 2300 was traffic pattern altitude, so we've got first notch of flaps coming down, help slow us down. All right, we're going to do kind of just a right circling approach here for runway 3. We can go ahead and use our VOR there on the NDB, our OBS to help. So now we're basically on a downwind. Runway 3. Low blue line, let's go ahead and go full flaps. Oh, check it out, there's the VOR right there, which probably NDB is right there too. Damn, everything's looking good here. Yep, runway in sight, I like it. Trim, trim, trim. Off the power. All right, runway's made, flight idle. Ooh, nice. Go ahead and get that turn off here. See what else we've got here. Anything looking good here? Not really. We don't need fuel. Let's just go to the end. Let's just turn around. We'll take off on runway 21. Alright, so I failed to put my landing gear, my landing lights on. Landing lights coming on. I don't think there's anybody else here. I don't see any traffic. We'll go to the end here, turn around, and there's the windsock. It is dead, so. And let's kick it. All right. And parking brake's coming on. Let's go ahead and just take a look at where we're at. So now we're at Lanai here. So where we want to go? Let's go fly over Maui. We'll go through right Maui. Then we'll come across the coast of Maui and down to the big island of Hawaii. So 063. But we could dial in. We've got an NDB, a Valley Island of 321. We've got the Maui VOR 115.1. So let's go and dial that in. 115.1. 115.1. Switch it over. That gives us there. And it's shadowed, so we know that we're going to be wanting to do 063. So something like right there once we're up in this sky and we're not shadowed. You just can't read it from back over there. We got a mountain in the way. No worries. All right, with that, let's go ahead. I'm going to turn off altitude. We're going to, any restrictions we think? 3,000 feet. What is, oh, that airport's literally at 0, so 3,000 feet will be good. So we'll go ahead and make sure that is bugged. I'm gonna go ahead and bug runway heading here. Let's go ahead and bug about a 7-degree climb out. Everything's looking good there. All right, I think we're now ready to go. So yeah, we are. I got all the cockpit set up here now, so we are ready now to go. All right, ready to go to Maui. I just set up all the instruments. Everything's looking good. Landing lights are on. Flaps are up. I don't think I need flaps for this, so let's go ahead. Brakes are on. Let's roll in the power. Brakes come off. Turbos engaged. Airspeed's alive. We're continuing. 80 knots. 90 knots. Fly to the next switch. And rotate. Gears coming up. Stay in ground effect here a little bit. Accelerate. Flaps coming up. Autopilot's coming on. So we're on heading bug. Climbing out. Everything is looking good. I'm going to go ahead and come back off the power. Back off the RPMs just a little bit. There we go. I like that. Check out the VOR right there. Probably the VOR and the NDB right there. That's cool. All right, 2,000 going to 3,000, going nav mode. We are making our left turn here toward Maui. Yeah, if you're interested right here, this Cessna 414 is an amazing bird. It is just an amazing model. Just the old school instruments. It's not overly complex, not overly high performance. The Vision Jet, oh, now that. You want high tech, get the Vision Jet. All right, I'm just making sure here we're gonna roll out. Got a mountain right in our way. The autopilot. Auto is just intercepting our radio that we've got dialed in there in the VOR, so auto will come back to the right here. Oh, we're gonna need to climb up. We've got a mountain in the way at almost 6,000 feet. Let's climb to 6,500. Altitude hold comes off. And again, it's flight directorate with a 5-degree pitch. There we go. And away we go. So it looks like clearly a resort right there, but I think the rest of this is all privately owned. I think it's a private, the whole island is a ranch. I'm not 100% about that, but confidence is high. Confidence is high with that. All right, climbing over here the mountain. We get high enough so we can clear that mountain straight ahead of Maui. That will also give us a head start for the climb up to 14,500 feet or so, so we can clear the mountains of Hawaii, the big island. And from there, so we can go ahead and probably dial in. Upolu Point, VOR, on the Big Island is 112.3. Let's go ahead and just dial that in. 112.3. That way when we are ready to make the turn, this 10,000, that peak right there is at 10,000 feet. You know what? I think maybe we'll just go ahead and just do that. Let's just go ahead and just go ahead and climb to 14.5. Let's just check pressurization. There we go. Got pressurization. We don't just a little bit, make it a little bit more comfortable. People start getting headaches, you know, at 14,000 feet. So some people get even at 8,000 feet. So we'll just do a nice easy climb out here. As we are just climbing up, clear the mountain. We have left Lanai. I don't even know what little island that is. That is Kauai. But right ahead of us here, this is the northern mountains of Maui. Been to that town been to that town right there. That is Lahaina, right there, right up her nose. Been there on a cruise ship. This is a neat little town. Let's check everything. Let's just do an engine check. Oil pressure looks good. Cylinder head, oil, everything looks good. Exhaust gas temperature, everything's looking good in the neighborhood. Beautiful mountains here in Maui. And I can see why people like it. It looks like it also has. I've only been to, like I said, only been to that town. So, right there. It's got a little port right down there, right there off the nose, where the tenders for the cruise ships went in. But I mean, with the big 10,000 foot mountain and then these mountains and a little bit doesn't look as populated, I can see why people really like visiting Maui. Yeah. Remember, we are climbing up to 14,500 now because we've got, you can see them out there. The big mountain just above the cabin out there, that is the big island of Hawaii, and you got Mauna Kea and Mauna Loa. Mauna Loa right now is erupting. We're going to climb up here to these clouds. Maybe even above these clouds a little bit. So yeah, what's coming up here? This is the town of Kahului. Kahului. There's also an airport down there. So if we need to, we need to divert to, which is Kahului Airport. Alright, now that we can see over the mountain here, I'm thinking what we need to do is go ahead and center the heading bug. We go IMC here just for a little bit maybe, and let's go ahead and switch over to head toward the Big Island. So let's go ahead and see direct here. VOR direct is right there, so let's go ahead and nav that. Make the turn. So here is Maui with its valley between the two mountains. As just as we get into some clouds here, it's airport right off the nose in case we need to divert for any reason. As auto is just going to do about a 30 degree, 45 degree or so intercept. So auto will be coming back to the left here, intercepting that VOR right there and the radio that we've dialed in. Remember, we are climbing up to 14,500 so we can fly over the mountains of Mauna Kea and Mauna Loa in the Big Island. So that is what we are working on doing. And that is why now we are climbing up into the clouds to get high enough to clear those mountains there. So we are now on a radial direct to the Upolu, Upolu, Upolu point viewer. Not sure where we'll end up today, but we got some. When we get over here, we can fly over the two mountains. We can then fly over Volcanoes National Park. So we got all kinds of stuff. There is the observatories that are landmarks here that we can fly over also. So everything's looking good in the neighborhood as we are now on the about the 1, 2, 3. So that's the 203 radial out of the Upolu point, VOR. Climbed to 14,500. This mountain right here is at 10,000 feet, but we're 11,002 going to 14,500. And then we'll need to think about a place to set down. Maybe we'll just go ahead and go into Hilo. All right, we'll have another water crossing here, so I'll probably take a little music break once we climb up, getting up to 12,000 feet here. Doing a fast climb at about 155 knots. Point there, and I'm just going to go ahead and look at dial in Hilo. Hilo is 116.9. Let's dial that in nav 2. 116.90. Go. That will be now right here. So 100 miles. 100 miles. Don't have to do much. Not a lot of ground to cover over here in the Hawaiian Islands. Mostly water, like I said. We're just about to start doing our crossing here. It's where the big mountain of Maui. All the resorts and everything of Maui. Oh, look at that little island. That's interesting. $13.5. Good morning. What's up? Huh? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I sorry. Totally forgot. Yep. Yeah, Sundays are back. I usually live stream. I don't know what I was thinking. Oh, made a mistake. I don't know why. Usually we get bagels and lox maybe once or twice during the week. And I said I'll go get them this morning, but I'm live streaming. I'm a bad son. I'm a bad husband. Should have gone early is what I should have done. Before I live streamed, but didn't even think about it. All right, coming up on 14.5. There goes Auto pitching over, intercepting 14.5. Here we are now leaving the island of Maui, heading over to the island. You can see that there's actually a little bit different clouds over there and stuff, because that is probably the clouds that are formed above Mauna Loa and Mauna Loa and Mauna Kea. So for this crossing, we've got 37 miles here, about 11 minutes. So I am going to turn on some music, enjoy the music, and I will be back. I got to go apologize to everybody about not getting breakfast. All right, I'm back here in the cockpit with you as we are just about making landfall down here at the big island of Hawaii. This is the big island of Hawaii. We got a little airport right down in here, but we have climbed up to 14,500 feet because we've got the two twin sisters up here of Mauna Kea, which is straight off the nose here, and then Mauna Loa, which is currently in eruption right now. So we've got a little bit of clouds, but we are going to head toward the observatories that are on the top of Mauna Loa, and then, sorry, Mauna Kea, and then head over to Mauna Loa and Volcanoes National Park, and then we will end up, I think, in Hilo. I think is where we'll land here our flight, because we've been in the air now for about 2 hours or so. But as we are making landfall here, if we go over and we look, we are making landfall here on the big island right here. That's that little airport that we just passed over here. So we've got then Mauna Kea and Mauna Loa, but there's an ADF right here of 339. So let's go ahead, come in the cockpit here. So 339 transfer. ADF comes alive. Let's go heading mode, and about 140. So let's go ahead and use that. We'll tell Auto here, our little German autopilot, to head that way, so at least we have some navigation up around Mauna Kea here. So, but this is the famous Waimea Canyon. Off the nose here, maybe we'll see a little bit better view of it as we get past a little bit of these clouds here. Been down in that valley. Oh, there's another airplane down there. We can go ahead and another human flying around. But this is the big island. Got Kilauea, which is the most active, I think, volcano in the world, I think. But obviously Mauna Loa is just erupted. So that's interesting. And Mauna Loa is, so we've got a volcano or a mountain right above the cockpit there. That's Mauna Kea. And over here's Mauna Loa. And Mauna Loa has just recently erupted. Not like a boom, but fissures. It's got basically like this long line of fissures that cracked open, and lava is pouring out and flowing down. As we get to that side of the island, you'll be able to actually see the old lava flows from the island. It's amazing. But yep, there's the Waimea Canyon. That's again real famous here on the big island. Been on, I think, down to that beach right there is when we had a family vacation, and we stayed over on the Mauna Coast, which is off the nose over there, and then we drove around. This is like all big ranch, you know, grass-fed cows, ranch land, and all this kind of stuff. And then you got the famous canyon there, Waimea Canyon. All right, so if we're on, I'm gonna go ahead. We're on heading mode here. I'm gonna go ahead and deviate a little bit to the left here, so we're gonna go right over the top of Mauna Kea. Mauna Kea is just about 14,000 feet, so we're only going to go about 500 feet above the top of this mountain here. So everything's looking good. The engines are looking good. Everything is in the green. Oil pressure looks good. Temps look good. Fuel looks good here for about another hour worth of flight. So like I said, we will fly over the observatories here right off the nose, over the top of Mauna Kea, and then make a right turn, fly over toward Mauna Loa, fly over Volcanoes National Park so you can see Kilauea volcano, and then into Hilo. That's the plan. So we can, once we get done with Mauna Loa, we can start our descent, because Hilo is sea level. Hilo, its elevation is 38 feet. Oh, let's see. Hilo. Blast pad. Yep, 37 feet, the end of the runway. Then runway, approaching into runway 8 is at 27 feet. We got a low fuel here on there, but that's about right. No worries. Got, like I said, about an hour of fuel left, so that's why it's giving us the low fuel warning. But we don't have an hour worth of flight, I don't think, left, so. About 5 degrees to the right here, so go right over the top here of Mauna Kea. Aunt Cindy and I, we have driven to the top of Mauna Kea, and it was amazing. To see the observatories, to our house that we rented was on the Hilo coast, probably fly right over it here. It was in a place called like Hawaiian Paradise Park. Yeah, that's what it was called. Big subdivision of houses right on the coast. Spectacular. I got some clouds forming here, but we're at 14.5. What I see on the VFR chart is that Mauna Kea is at 13.8. So we're going to pass over the top of this with about just a little less than 700 feet to spare. That's amazing. But you can see why it's the big island, because it's the youngest too. It's the biggest and the youngest of all the islands here. Because, well, it's got these active volcanoes, so the island continues to grow. And from these two big, Mauna Kea was the first. Now Mauna Loa. And so you can kind of see how the plate tectonics and the ring of fire and all that is. See the little landmarks now starting to show up. This is the observatories here on the top. We're going to be flying, like I said, right over the top at about 700 feet. I think we're going to go over the top of them. Of course, I guess they have some elevations themselves, but I don't know if there's actually one at the very top, because I think at the very top is actually the original people's like shrine and stuff like that. So this is actually the original Hawaiian. This is like their lands. The observatory is like rented from them, so to be able to use the land. But you can start to see the observatories. Stay in this view here because it's just an easier view to look around in. Auto's got us, so then we'll head over to Mauna Loa. You can see the old lava fields and stuff like that in the different colors. But here's all of the observatories, all the space observatories at the top of Mauna Kea. Look at that. There they all are. That is amazing. All right, let's head to Mauna Loa. And did not turn off the lane lights again. Let's go get those retracted in. So now as we cross over, you can see the lava fields, the dark patches. That's not shadow. You can see how it looks like the water flow. That's all past lava flow, and that's now real lava flow now in real life. There's an Army air base down here because there's a training ground all throughout off the nose here for the Army. You can see the old cinder cones and stuff when Mauna Kea was very active, and how it switched from Mauna Kea over to Mauna Loa. It's a great airplane. If you're interested in a really good pay-away airplane, twin engine, all that, I would look at the Cessna 414. Fly Simware, I think, is the people who make it. Great airplane. But yeah, you can see all the lava flows, past lava flows. See the road going up right over Tentail. We drove up that right there. There's a visitor center right at the base of it. You can get all the weather conditions and all that, because it will snow up there. It's almost 14,000 feet, so it will snow up there, and there can be where the road you can't get past. But yeah, but right now there is fissures that are going from, I think, almost the summit down to somewhere about where the nose is at, with real lava right now spewing out of fissures out of Mauna Loa. I've been tracking it on Twitter stuff from the National Volcano Center, I think is what it is. There's also an observatory over here too. I think it's kind of a little bit off the side, because obviously they know where the fissures typically are. See though, it's just a big volcano. Volcano! Again, fascinating to think about how much earth, right, magma and stuff has been spewed up to just build this up over time. Out, up. Amazing. I think this road right now is impassable in real life because of the new lava flows. let's go ahead and deviate to the right. Let's go right over the caldera. So there's Mauna Kea. Now we're going to Mauna Loa, and just so you know, Mauna Loa is on the chart here says 13,679. So just a little, just like 100 feet shorter than Mauna Kea. They're basically almost twins. But this is active in Mauna Kea right now. I don't think Mauna Kea has been active for quite some time. I think that's the observatories that are on Mauna Loa. I think they're observatories for the volcano. Then what we're going to do is we're going to make a left turn, go down the mountain here and go to Kilauea, which is I think the most active volcano in the world. Last time it erupted, I think, really bad was in 2018, maybe 2017. So of course the AI here fills it in with trees. Alright, so we're going right over the top, so we need to head about 090. So I'm going to go ahead and get that turned into the east. We just fly right over the top here. Mauna Loa. It's really deceiving. I mean, even in the flight sim here, it's very deceiving that we're at 14,500 feet, and right down there, that's the water at 0. It looks like it's just kind of like down the hill. Alright, so with that, let's go ahead and let's bug 5,000 feet. Turn off altitude hold. Let's descend on down here. We are descending down here from Mauna Loa down to Volcanoes National Park, which is pretty much right off the nose here. And that again is another fascinating place, but a lot of the park was destroyed and when Kilauea erupted, like I said, 2017, 2018. And we were there in 2019 after all the eruption, so. And then after that, we'll go into Hilo. Hilo is again 116.9. So let's go ahead and we've already dialed that in number 2. Let's dial that into number 1. So 116.9. Let's swap that over. Go ahead and kind of get it set up, maybe about right there. That'll give us a direct. Yep, Mauna Kea is right off the nose. So Mauna Kea, Kilauea, not Mauna Kea, Kilauea, this active volcano with Volcanoes National Park. It's not really a mountain, you know. It will be probably eventually, over time, but right now it's basically a hole in the mountain. But you can see it's past lava flows. You can obviously see the lava flows coming down from Mauna Loa. There's Mauna Kea out there. But right here, this is Kilauea. While we're descending down, I'm just going to go ahead and take a look here at Hilo. We do have an ILS approach, 110.7 and runway 26. So 110.7. Go ahead and maybe shoot that 110.7. Let's go ahead and dial that in. So we've just got it 110.7. All right, and here is Kilauea. So you can see most of its lava flows down to the ocean. You can actually drive those. You can drive down to the coast. But as we pass over, if you look, you can see there used to be a rim of crater road that went around. And you can see now the road comes right here. And then all of this has caved in from those eruptions back in 2018. So there is no more road that goes around. You can only go, you park like in the trees right here and you walk out and you can come out here. But there's the lava pool. This right here is actually an observatory, a scientific observatory. Right there, that's the lava pool for Kilauea. Then over here is, right down there is a restaurant where you can look out over the caldera and stuff, and that is Volcano's National Park. You can actually walk down the bottom of, I think this one? Yeah, I think so. There's also a lava tube that you can walk into. It was closed when we were there though, so. There we go. So Mauna Kea, Mauna Loa, Kilauea, Volcano's National Park right underneath the left wing there. All the lava flows from Kilauea. This also opened up a whole bunch of fissures, even down here in the town and stuff like that. It was fascinating. You can see the lava flows all down here. So. All right, well, let's go ahead and we can go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and nav mode. That'll turn us right toward Hilo. Hilo is right above the cabin there. Hilo is at 0, so we know where traffic pattern altitude is. We also know that we've dialed in 110.7. Runway 26, we can change that to 26 to kind of give us an idea. There we go. Yeah, we rented a house. There's a big subdivision along that coast right over there. If you like macadamia nuts, there's a big farm for macadamia nuts right there. We lost our heading, or our bug there. What happened? Lost the. Did I switch it over? Oh, 116. We lost Hilo there. That's weird. Yeah, there it is right there, huh? Now we'll just go on heading mode here. For now, that was weird. just stopped working. Alright, so Hilo's off the nose. So, whoa. Yep. What has happened here? What has happened here? I got the same thing that's happened in the Barren, but now it seems like it's the other side. Let's verify here. Throttle? Yeah, nothing's happening here. Now in a descent though, but I did descend this down to 5,000 feet, so that's okay. I'm gonna go ahead and just I verified it's the left. I'm gonna feather it. I'm just gonna go ahead and turn it off. All right, we're feathered. Don't know what happens. I've got a key or a combination of keys or something like that, but last time it happened it was on the Barren and it was the right, there was the left side. This time it's the right side. So I've got some combination here, but we're feathered now. We are way above blue line, so I'm not going to touch with the left right now. We're descending down to 5,000. That was already bugged on the autopilot. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna leave the autopilot on. It's probably doing a little bit of work in overtime. Watch the speed now. We're at 5,000 feet. We're in heading mode, and so I'm gonna go ahead and switch over to the ILS, which is the ILS for runway 26 into Hilo. Runway 26. So that's how it's oriented right there. Let's go ahead and bug this 2,000 feet. Let's come off altitude mode and start coming down here. I think I'm gonna need to roll in some roll trim here. And yeah, I think that's what I need to do. And I'm gonna need to put in some left rudder. Well, the autopilot's got it. I'm gonna add some trim that way. That way when I come off autopilot for the landing, all right, I'm just taking a look at the ILS for runway 26. Initial approach fix is at 1800, so we're good there. Runway 23, so runway 26. I've got that right, 26, yes. 26 in outbound, then 080. All right. All right, coming into Hilo with one engine. All right, got plenty of speed, so I'm not really too concerned about the turn here. I'm under autopilot. I'm going to go ahead and start the turn. Go on a downwind, runway 26. Carrying plenty of speed. I'm at 171 knots. So again, I'm not too concerned about turning into the bad engine. I'm just adding a bunch of rudder trim there. I can see in the turn and slip indicator. All right, so there we go. I got full rudder, and we're at 2,200 going to 2,000. All right, on the downwind here, I'm going to go ahead and gears coming down. Reason being I'm doing that is because I want to go ahead and see what the plane does here in level flight on one engine. Like I said, I did this on the Bear, and I haven't done it here in the Cessna 414. I don't know what key I press or what combination or something, but we are dead on the right side. Haven't touched the throttle or anything on the left yet. fly out here over the water. Got the ILS dialed in so I know when I'm below glide slope. Alright, heading mode is set, altitude mode is set, still on. So we're 4 miles out. Yep. I go look at the approach plate here. Yeah, about 6.2 miles out, roughly 6.3 or so like that, we should be intercepting the glide slope. Alright, so gears down. Alright, we're below blue. I'm adding power. I'm into now. Alright, I'm also gonna bring up alright, prop stays feathered. I'm going full RPMs on that one. There we go, blue line, I like it. 6.2, we're at glide slope. We'll go a little bit past here, then we're gonna make our turn. Not adding flaps right now, because right now we're at blue line. I could probably add a notch of flaps once we intercept glide slope. Alright, heading mode. So I turn to intercept. Landing lights coming on. Still at blue line, so I still like it. Like I said, once we intercept glide slope, I think we'll actually gain speed, which then we can put down one notch of flaps. Alright, I'm gonna Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna rebug. Alright, they're going descent. I see the runway in lights already. Alright, runway is in sight. I'm going to see what happens here. We're going to go ahead and nav mode, localizer and glide slope, both activated. All right. Got us on the localizer. Auto's treating us right. I'm gonna go ahead and let Auto get us kind of established. Then I'm gonna come off autopilot. Need to go and see what it feels like. Autopilot's coming off. Nice. It was really good to get that trim built in, I think. Got trees right here. A little high, it's alright. Trim, trim, trim. Speed looks good. I can come back on the power a little bit. I'm going to put it on 1 notch of flaps. It's going to slow us down, keep the power in. Watch it for that blue line speed. It's going to stay at one notch of flaps. Looking good. We're still feathering that side. Everything's looking good. It's a little high, but I like it. Trees are not a factor. Continuing. All right, plenty of runway. Gonna fly down the runway here for a little bit. All right, power's coming back slowly. All right, flight idle. Flaps coming up. So for the second time, I've had an engine failure on a twin, and this is a different one. Again, for some reason, I have got a keystroke or something. All right. Whew. Well, that made the end of the flight interesting. Because if we look down, I mean, none of the fuel valves are closed. Didn't run out of fuel yet. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and pull over here by this other airplane. Looks like that's for a big jet. Gonna pull it and run over here. That way the maintenance guys can take a look at this. Well, I have to say the plane actually performs really well, single engine. So well done, Flight Simulator. It's not really that scary of a thing. Just keep it flying. Just keep it flying. Verify, then just keep it flying. Alright, brakes on. I have already shut down one engine, so I need to worry about shutting that. Let's go ahead and turn the lights off. Lights come off. Oh, fuel. Everything's looking good. Alright. Thanks for Still working there, left engine. Alright, magneto's coming off. Avionics master comes off. There is our log. 2 hours and 14 minutes in the air. Got some nice landings going on. That worked out real well. And let's go ahead and turn off. And close that. Close the bar. Close the bar. All right. Well, thank you, November 414 X-ray X-ray. Nice flight. Kept us safe when we lost that engine. Check a look at that. That's pretty cool because if you take a look, you know, let's go into drone mode. Whoa, whoa, whoa. You can see the difference in the feather. So we're at full RPM here on the left. And then over here, we're full feathered. We go into the cockpit. Wait a minute, wait. If we go in the cockpit, there's no oil pressure, so it shouldn't do this, but let's just see. Yeah, look at the change. Let's see. Let's get a view set up here. Yeah, now it's back. So back there, nope. There it is. No. Okay. Okay, there. Feather. Oh, what? Oh, man. There it goes. There it goes. That is amazing. Oh, that's amazing. So, all right. Well, thank you for joining me here on this flight around the Hawaiian Islands. Lost an engine up there. Was not out of fuel yet or anything like that, but we lost an engine. We landed in Hilo, safe and sound. Remember, my next live stream will be December 18th. That's Sunday, December 18th, again at 9 a.m. Don't know if I'll do it Christmas morning, because Christmas morning is Sunday, 9 a.m. That would be pretty interesting. Well, also, if you're doing this, make sure you check out the chapters, because I'll add chapters here after the live stream is done processing and all of that. I am running a contest for 500 subscribers. Take a look in the description for that also. And with that, subscribe if you haven't. Click that like button if you do. Chat, comment, come join me in chat in a future live stream. And with that, game on, because I'm your favorite gamer's favorite uncle. I am Uncle Mike. Enjoy your Sunday. Bye, everybody. Bye. Not sure why that didn't switch over to end like it's supposed to. See if it actually ends. Should have a nice screen show up. And it's not ending. Okay.